as you guys can see, we have Creampuff in the shop. It's at night. Everybody's gone home. Josh stopped by to help me. But after us going to showtime and basically getting just whooped. We got whooped bad. You know, I'll be honest, when I watch that in-car camera, I shut the video off. I didn't finish watching the rest of the video. It was bad. Those guys are fast, and there's some reasons why it slowed down, but we got whooped, so we're going to do better. We rolled this thing across the scales in Georgia, and not 100% sure that Georgia scales are right, but if they are, this thing's way too heavy. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to scale this thing. Put in the comments below what you guys think this thing weighs with no driver, just the way it says. We're going to take the fuel jugs out of there, but what do you guys think this thing weighs right now, race ready, no driver? I'm going to assume most people are going to guess this thing is lighter than it is, Josh. What do you think? Because I'll be honest, I didn't think it was as heavy as it is. The only thing I can say for some of the weight is when we're putting this thing together, we're just trying to get it done, right? We had to get there. So some of the stuff, like it has a real Reese hitch in the back, and the Reese hitch was too low. So we added one to the top for the parachute, for the anchor point. So, I mean, it's got some heavy stuff, Josh. And the training mount is, I don't know where Ricky ordered it from. It might be for like a battleship or a tank or something. So I think it's like 50 pounds. So there is some weight we're going to get off. And actually what we're going to do in this video is we're going to scale it. Then we're just going to start ripping stuff off that we're going to replace. And we're going to scale the stuff we rip off. And just see what we think we can save. But one thing I don't want to do is end up with a truck that looks like a race truck. We got enough race cars around here. And I want to be able to make sure that we can always keep this thing a street truck and drive it around. I don't want to lose the look we have, and I don't want to lose the drivability. So no matter what we do, we got to keep that. All right, we got all 4 scales underneath there, and it's set down. What do you think, Josh? Were you expecting that?
She's a little fatter than what we thought.
She's even heavier than we thought, which is really bad because I thought it was heavy to begin with. Old Creampuff weighs 32.45 with no driver.
No driver.
And I know Ricky's every bit of 200 pounds. That's 3,445 pounds. This thing's heavy. No wonder it's slow.
Yeah.
No wonder it's slow. All right, there's something else we want to talk about. We have another issue. We haven't told anybody about it, but we're going to get it fixed. Today's video is sponsored by Carly. Carly is an OBD2 scanner that you can monitor on your phone. Coding, customization, and access to hidden information inside of your car. Make sure to always check the website to see what works for your car. Carly's super simple to use. As long as you have OBD2 port, just plug it into your vehicle. From there, you can open up your Carly app and run a diagnostics test or even see live car data. But we're going to go ahead and run a diagnostics test on my truck and just see if there's any issues. And just like that, we have our diagnostics report on my truck. And it says my truck's health status is moderate. It found one issue of the PCM powertrain control module, which I had no idea. So I'm glad I ran this diagnostics check. Everything else came back perfect. So that's good. I think it could be worse. If you're like me and you're always forgetting to schedule an oil change or any other basic maintenance, you can use the Carly app to remind you to schedule all of your maintenance. Carly is dedicated to helping car owners troubleshoot issues, maintain car health, and unlock exciting features for maximum vehicle enjoyment. Stop worrying about being overcharged by mechanics with Carly's detailed reports on your car's health, empowering you to make informed decisions and save money. If you'd like to check out Carly for yourself, click the link in the description below and use code CJ15 to get 15% off your Carly order. Thanks, Carly, for sponsoring today's video. We wanted to scale this thing before we did this because we want to see how much it weighs, but we got to take the engine out of Creampuff. A little unexpected issue, and nobody's fault really but ours that we decided to run it and we took a chance, and it is what it is. When we got the motor from Pete and we got the sick week, Pete said, hey guys, you know, Manton called us on the rockers and they said they had a hardness issue with a few of the rollers on the adjustable rockers, and we said, well, Pete, we're already at the track, we're gonna go ahead and run it and we'll keep an eye on it. And it did good. Most of the sick week they lasted. We checked them a few times. At showtime, we sped it up the last pass, and it popped. If you guys watched the video, you saw it popped a little bit, and Ricky's head was making noise. We thought it got a header gasket, and that is not what it got. It actually had a rocker that had a little bit of an issue with the hardness. So, not the end of the world. It didn't hurt anything else that we can tell. We're going to take it to Pete just to be 100% sure, because it's his baby, and let him make sure everything else is good. But we got to get the engine out, and while we got the engine out, Josh, we're going to go ahead and send these FIS 69s out and get some 76s.
She's getting some upgrades.
We might as well do it.
Might as well.
Because after that in-car video, we start pulling this engine, I just wanted to make sure that everyone understood this is nobody's fault but our own. This is the rocker that we hurt. You can see right there, there was just a hardness issue with the wheel. We were warned about it before the truck ever ran, and the option was to take them off and fix them. No problem. They would have done it. Or run it and hope we were okay. And we had told a bunch of people we were going to sick week, so we went to sick week. And this is what happened. But thankfully, I don't think we hurt anything else. So that's pretty good. We're in pretty good shape there. Pete will tell us for sure next week when we get the engine to him. But I'm pretty sure that is the only thing that we hurt. So it could have been much worse. Well, we almost got the engine out of Creampuff. We thought we had everything unhooked, and then we got it to move about 2 feet before we about ripped the tranny cooler lines in half that Josh forgot.
Yeah. It'd be like that sometimes.
Oh, man. Getting them tranny cooler lines off, and this thing will be out. Put it on some stands, and be loading this thing up, Josh. All right, we got the engine back in Creampuff. We wanted to bolt the headers up and all this stuff, the turbo mounts back up, because we took the transmission mount out that we had, because we're not using the Turbo 400, and we're doing a lighter weight transmission mount. So we wanted to bolt all this back up to make sure the angle of the engine was correct before we made a transmission mount, and then none of our headers worked up here, because that would have been not fun. We got all that bolted up. Now we're going to unbox these turbos that FIS sent us. We went from a 6972,
6973,
73 to a
76, 75.
I think that's what it's. But Adam at FIS, we were on the fence about it, but he said send them back to us. We'll bore them out and use the same casings. So the good thing is we don't have to remake any charge pipe, any stuff from the headers, nothing. So these should bolt directly up, which is going to save us a ton of time. And really, that's the only reason we went with those. And Adam says time to make the power. These should support like over 2,000.
Yeah. When we drove around there, not really drove away from.
Oh, we got bad.
When we drove away from at St. Pete, Adam texted me. I think it was that night, and he's like, "Hey, we gotta do something. These here should help you out up top."
Awesome guys to work with. Look at that.
Yep.
Man, that's cool. They can put it right in the same exact deal.
Looks like it's definitely the same. Yeah. Because that's all of our same stuff.
Yeah.
Still got our fitting in it.
It's even got all the fittings. Yeah, everything's the same.
Yep.
All right, we got everything lined up pretty good, so we know the engine's in the right place at least.
Yep.
I think.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, everything bolted up good, so should be good to go.
Yeah, that was really awesome. They were able to do that with the turbos where we just bolted them directly back up. So that's awesome. Putting the fuel rails back on. Just got the water pump back on. We didn't want to put the turbos on and get in the way of the water pump, which I already kind of sort of did. But Ricky got the water pump on. We'll put the other turbo on, charge pipe on, and then we need to do a mid plate and a new transmission mount. One of the things we were going to save weight on that we talked about was the windshield wipers. So we're taking the windshield wiper motor out, and we're taking the windshield wipers off. And and Josh did just like Tom did. He ripped the trim off in 3 pieces instead of just removing it correctly. He said he didn't need to take the screws out. He just needed to pull out harder.
I had to do it from my boy Tom.
So now we need a trim here for the window. We need that. We need a couple pieces for the dash that Tom left out. All right.
And then you'll just go across the bottom of it.
You go all the way across?
Yeah, as far as you want.
You have to keep pulling it out?
No, yeah, just shortly. Yeah, get you some of
I
that.
think I got the dash. I'll let you professionals finish it. Huh? Grandpa Tom, this thing ready to fire off or what?
Ready to go.
It's ready to go?
Yes, sir.
You know what scares me when you do stuff like this? It's exciting, right?
It's exciting.
But we've changed like 300 things.
So you don't know
What you try to do normally is we try to change one thing at a time and see what it does.
No, but you can't. You got to do everything.
Well, we got no time.
No, you got to do everything at once.
We got to have this thing at Cletus's list race next Thursday. And it's Friday night.
Yeah.
And we got to go to the races this weekend. So we're pretty much out of time. And we got no testing.
And you got to test.
And I'm going to drive it this time, which is scary to begin with.
Can you shift?
I can shift better than Ricky. All right, we're getting ready to fire up Creampuff, hopefully. We got the motor back from Pete, got a clean bill of health, and we made a ton of changes, and I just want to go over a few of them before we put this thing on the ground and we fire it up. Josh is pretty confident. We're about ready to go. You see, we won't have an alternator for this fire up here because we did change the alternator.
There's an exciter wire for these, the other alternator, and we didn't have it hooked up, so we were only charging at 12.4 going down the track, and our fuel pressure was doing funky things in the data log. So,
and we're thinking that might be it. Yeah. I'm hoping that's it. So we do got to make a few shims to adjust this alternator in this little tab right here. We're going to change that a little bit. If you guys watched the last video, you know that we had changed these shocks in the pits, and the springs we had on there were 200 pound, and they're basically collapsed completely flat. So we did put the correct 350 pound springs on there. We also made some big changes with the transmission. We went from a Turbo 400 to a Power Glide. We kept the rear gear the same. We just changed to a Power Glide with a 180 first gear. I'm hoping all we'll have to do is add a little more pounds of boost at the line, Josh, and we should be in good shape.
oh yeah.
So
You only got one shift.
you only got one shift?
One shift.
That's a good point. So we did change the transmission, which led us to having to change the drive shaft. Of course, that there. And look at this. Titanium traction bars. We didn't have any titanium on this truck until now, and I don't know why. So we had to add those. That's part of our big weight loss plan that we got that we'll get to in just a second to see how much weight we actually lost. So we got the bumper off. We took the bumper off, and we got a roll pan for the back now. And we took the reese hitch off, and we're going to make a parachute anchor that's not 100 pounds. So that'll help there. Josh tightened up some of the hoses here. He's been kind of going over everything all week. And we are getting pretty close. If this thing fires up, Josh, we're just going to put the front end on it. Look at them big old turbos now. 76 millimeters, Josh.
FIS has been treating us really good.
FIS is awesome.
Them guys over there.
FIS has done awesome. I can't wait to hear them things just spool up. We're getting ready to make some boost.
Yeah, let this thing down. Let's try it out.
You ready to go, Tom? Tom's excited.
I want to bust it off.
He's ready to bust it off. Grandpa Tom. All right, let's see what you got. Another thing we did is we added an Optic Armor light tinted front windshield, which saved us quite a bit of weight, and it looks clean. Our other windshield had a couple cracks and it needed some help. So we figured if we had to change it, we'd at least put an Optic Armor in there. Man, they even got us hooked up with some new trim on the top.
Man, that looks good all the
You
way
see it?
around. Yeah.
Well, Josh broke the trim down here, so we do have some of that coming. But the rest of the trim is all new.
Dang, we have 50 pounds of oil pressure or fuel pressure. All right, I'm gonna turn it over.
See if it's
Without the ignition on.
without ignition.
All right, let's see what we got. Woo!
Spin it over a little bit.
Tom!
Spin it over.
You hear the cranking amps? Yeah. It's got some cranking amps now. We switched to a Braille battery.
1698.
Are you sure you're ready?
Are you ready?
Let's do it. Woo! Check the oil pressure.
like they're singing.
No, it's a bad idea. Second. Put it in second. So whack it a few times?
You're all whacked.
All the way? Hey, this ain't the El Camino now.
We love it, but we don't want it out.
Yeah, it sounds good. It's the wastegate making that noise going up and down. I like it. I think we're ready. Tom! Hey, Grandpa Tom cannot wait to get in this seat
I want to put
and
it on
just
a
do
two-step.
something.
I
He
want
wants
to
to put it on a two-step.
Right here.
Right on the lift.
We can do it.
We could, but we're not gonna.
Not at 10.
We gotta get the front end on, do a few more things, and we gotta go test him next week.
And we got to burp the tank.
We got to do all kinds of stuff, and we got to go test them next week. All right, so when we started this, when we took the motor out, after we raced last time, we weighed this thing, and we realized we got to lose some weight, big time. This thing is way too heavy. So that's what we did. That was one of our main goals with what we just did, update and stuff, was to get some weight off of this thing. So let's go over some of the parts. We just looked at some of them. Let's see what some of these weights are.
We added up some of the old parts. Just the rear bumper and the hitch was 98 pounds.
Heavy.
Heavy.
This thing was perfect for no prep.
Oh,
Had all
yeah.
kinds of weight in the back.
Oh, yeah. The trans mount that Ricky picked out, that thing was 25 pounds by itself.
Heavy.
Super heavy. Regular acid 12-volt battery, that was 40 pounds. Windshield wipers and the motor, that was 8 pounds. That's useless. We don't need none of that. The TH400, good transmission, but a little heavy. It's 149 pounds. The converter in it was 27 pounds. The traction bars that we had in here, those were 8 pounds. And the windshield, the factory windshield was 28 pounds in this thing. Now, the new parts. The new roll pan, it's 12 pounds.
I like that.
That's nice. The new transmission mount that we fabbed up in the shop, 3 pounds compared to Ricky's monstrosity that he bought. The brand new Braille 12-volt lithium-ion battery, 9 pounds.
That was big there.
Yeah, that was a nice unit.
That was big.
The wiper delete, since we don't need it, nothing. No, it doesn't
0
weigh nothing.
pounds.
0 pounds.
That's my favorite pounds.
Oh, yeah. Aftermarket case power glide with a 180 straight cut, 120 pounds, you know. That's a pretty good little savings there. The new converter is the special one. We're borrowing it
From James.
From James.
Old Jack Stan Jimmy's converter's in here for now.
Yeah. So we're trying to see if it works. It's a bolt together deal from Circle D. Super nice unit. It's a little heavier at 32 pounds. So we added what is that, 5 pounds? Not bad.
No.
We can deal with that.
The biggest reason for that there is again, when we ordered a converter, it was for a lot less power, and especially now these big turbos, we're about to make some steam, and we needed a little tighter converter there.
Most
So.
definitely. The titanium traction bars that we built, 4 pounds. Half the weight of the chromoly ones that were in this thing. Optic armor windshield, 16 pounds. All together.
Yeah, we got some weight there.
Yeah.
How much did we lose total, Josh?
So, rear bumper's 86, trans mount's 22 pounds, battery was 31 pounds, wipers
And a
8
battery,
pounds.
31 pounds.
Yeah,
That's a lot of weight in just a battery.
The transmission, 29 pounds. We had to add 5 because of the converter.
It's all right.
Traction bars were 4 pounds. Windshield was 12 pounds. We got a subtotal of 187 pounds.
187 pounds off Creampuff. That's going to get us closer to our 3,000. We'd like to be at 3,000 with no driver.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm going to be honest. I think there's probably 20 pounds worth of stuff, just stuff behind the front seats that me and Ricky put there while we were driving.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely tell y'all went on a 1,000-mile cruise in
Yeah.
this thing.
Yeah, we lived out of this thing.
There was candy wrappers.
No candy. We didn't have any candy, did we?
A little bit.
Okay, all right. Maybe a few.
Yeah.
On Ricky's
some
side.
Coke bottles, you know, just a little bit of
Just the normal stuff.
just the normal stuff
Okay.
you throw in the back when you trash it.
All right, so we save 187 pounds. We're making some more power, and we're ready to go test next Thursday before Cletus's list race. There's going to be a lot of people show up for that list race. I know Victor, Cletus is obviously in it. I think Ty's in it. It's going to be fun.
Yeah,
I'm
Ty's in it.
excited about this list race. All right, that's going to do it for today's video. As you can see, we got Creampuff running, and in just a few short days, we're going to be at Bradenton Motorsports Park testing before Cletus's list race. It's been 7 years since I've been strapped into a race car, and I am fired up to make some laps in Creampuff. But that's going to do it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.